Hey guys, glad to be with you here. Trevor, sorry I couldn't be there in person. I wish I could. But my brother is graduating from the 8th grade to the 9th grade. So it's a pretty big night for him. So anyway, can't be with you guys tonight, but I'm stoked that I get to teach and I get to make this video for you guys. I'm really excited on what I get to teach on. Not going to be a whole lot, going to be pretty short and sweet. I'm hoping you guys can have some good conversations in your small groups. But today we're going to be in John 10. Okay, John 10, just verses 1 through 5 or 6. We might kind of bounce around a little bit depending on, what I like. So open your Bibles to John 10 if you have it. In the meantime, while you guys are flipping there, I want you guys to kind of visualize something with me. Just kind of enter into my mind, if you will. I want you guys to just imagine this almost like sitting in a room, okay? And you have TVs all around you. TVs on the ground, TVs on the walls, TVs on the ceiling, okay? And they're all on. All are playing action movies or have the news on, or all of them are volumes all the way up. You can hear them all. Just color, brightness everywhere, all around you. But every time you look at a TV, it turns off. So every TV is on and you look at one and all of a sudden it's black. It turns off. And then you look at another one and that one goes black. And the one that you had just looked at turns back on. And so as soon as you look at one, it turns off, well, as every other one around you is on. It's kind of confusing, right? But I just think our world is kind of like that. Not just right now, but, I think our world has always kind of been like that. Maybe not really so much up until the last couple decades or maybe the last century or so, but constantly being overstimulated with news, with sports, with social media, with advertisements, billboards. The world constantly just trying to overstimulate you and blast this into your brain like, oh, this. But as soon as you really actually look at it, you can't even focus on it because it's not really even there. And so I feel like in all of this, our brains are overstimulated. We can't actually focus on one thing. We can't actually pinpoint where this life or where this energy is coming from. Because as soon as we actually look at it and focus on it, it's really empty and there's nothing actually there. I'll kind of explain this more, but for now, let's get into John 10. This is Jesus talking, and he says, it's called I Am the Good Shepherd. John 10:1 reads, "Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold," or the sheep pen, wherever they kept the sheeps, "by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger they will not follow, but they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of the strangers." And Jesus is actually talking to the Pharisees here, and he's pretty much making the illustration that there are going to be plenty of people in this world, people that have already walked on the earth and have died, people that are currently here now, and people that will come tens, hundreds of years from now, nobody knows. And they're going to try and convince you that they are the shepherd. All right, or if you follow them, then you'll be happy, then you'll be safe, then you'll be well fed, whatever it is. And that's kind of where I was drawing this picture of all these TVs from, is that you have so many people that are trying to tell you, hey, this is what'll bring you happiness, right? And that's why we have all these advertisements and, like I said, billboards and news and sports, and you have political parties and all these people that are telling you, like, hey, this will bring you happiness. Like, hey, look over here, like all these TVs going on around us. But then as soon as we actually look at one, we realize there's nothing there. It's like this, these people that are climbing into the sheep pen from, they're like trying to hop over the gate or something. They'll say, hey, follow me, or like, I'll bring you true happiness. Come with me and I'll show you what it looks like to have fun. Or, I can save you from your poverty, right? That's exactly what, political people do, right? You have the Democrats or the Republicans, and they'll say like, oh, just elect me president and I'll save the world, right? Or I'll boost the economy, or I'll get rid of racial injustice, or I'll we'll go to war and conquer the world or something. Whatever political people do, I don't know. But you have these people that are saying like, hey, like follow me or vote for me or come with me or let me, buy my stuff and I'll bring you happiness. And that's not the way. Right? But following Jesus is actually only having one TV on, and you get to look at that TV and you get to watch that TV and you get to enjoy the life and the energy that's coming from that TV, and you can actually focus on it, because that's a true, real shepherd right there. And he says it in John 10:10, one of my favorite verses. You guys have probably heard me say it before. But the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come so that you may have life and have it abundantly. Right? These thieves, they only really will get you to follow them up until you can no longer, serve them, or until you can no longer pay them, or until you can no longer, whatever. Like my point is Trump is only going to, be our savior or do what's best for our country up until his term is over. Right after that, he doesn't care. Right? Joe Biden and all these political people that are running for president, they're only going to convince you that they can do what's right up until they lose the election, and then they don't care. Right? This person, this guy working at a store, he's only going to convince you to buy something. He's only going to be the nicest person ever until you pay him the money, and then all of a sudden he could care less because he's got the money. He's got what you want. Right? He's got what he needs, and now he doesn't care about you. Right? He can convince you that, hey, follow me and I'll bring you happiness. I'll bring you, fun. Right? Buy my stuff or vote for me. But they don't actually care about you as a person, or they don't care about your soul, or they don't care about what's actually good for the world. They're selfish and they only care about themselves. And that's why Jesus is different. Okay, because Jesus, as much as he cares about our lives currently, and even though this world is temporary, he's going to war with these spiritual, bad guys. And he's going to war for our favor and to win for us. But Jesus also is caring about eternity, and he's caring about your soul, and he's caring about the preservation. Is that a word? Preservation. The preservedness. Whatever. The foreverness of your soul. All right. Like, that's people in this world. They can't do that. They don't care about you that much. But Jesus is saying, no, follow me. Listen to my voice. I am the good shepherd. He says it later in John 10 that I'm willing to lay my life down for my sheep, as he clearly did. Right? We see him on the cross. Jesus laid his life down for us because he truly loves us and he truly wants what's good for us. All right, so in a world of overstimulation where it seems that everywhere we look, somebody's calling out, buy this, vote for me, look at this, do this. Here's a billboard, here's an advertisement. This will make you happy. You'll enjoy this. This will give you a better life. Right? We can't listen to those things, because when we really actually look at it and try and focus on it, it's just a blank TV screen. There's nothing there. And I know, well, some people would argue, well, then, like, why even, bother? Like, why even try and find a voice? Like, why not just listen to my own? Why can't I just blaze my own trail? And I know some people who are like that. Like, oh, I don't need guidance. I don't need wisdom. I don't need advice. Or I don't, let me live my life on my own. But in reality, like, we can't even stand ourselves. All right, who actually, you guys might not really know this that much, but there's so many people in my classes who can't stand watching themselves in a video, or they can't stand listening to their own voice. I'm sure you guys can relate to this to an extent. But people can't stand their own voice on camera. Like, we would be doing like presentations in Spanish class, and these people would make videos and then have to watch it and display it in front of the whole class, and they would like leave the class because they can't stand watching themselves on camera. I'm like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, you made your own video and you can't even watch it? I mean, there's this crazy fact I learned the other day. Dolphins cannot be put in cement tanks because listening to the sound of their own voice echo off the walls will slowly drive them mad. Like, dolphins can't even listen to themselves, or else they'll drive themselves mad. And so that's why they have to, well, they're not really supposed to be put in tanks. They're supposed to, live out, blackfish, free the dolphins or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, all that said, can't really blaze your own trail. And you're kind of just being like a modern day Judas. He thought, I know what's best for me. All right, I got this. I'm just going to make some dinero for myself, and later, Jesus. Right? We can't leave it up to ourselves. All right, so obviously we can't listen to these other people, these thieves, these fake shepherds. We can't guide ourselves, right? We're helpless sheep. We can't even stand ourselves, and we're just gonna get ourselves lost. The only person we can really listen to, the only voice we can really listen to and follow is the Good Shepherd, and that is Jesus. All right, Jesus is the only person that we can actually look to for guidance. We can look to him for guidance when we're stressed about a test. We can look to him for guidance when there's drama in our friend group and we don't know what to do. We can look for him for guidance when there's death in our family, or there's divorce, or there's panic and chaos going on in our country, right? You can pray to Trump all you want. You can pray to all these political people, Governor Newsom, right? They're not going to save us. Okay, they might give us a temporary solution. They might calm things down. But again, they only care about you to the certain extent that they're still in power, or as long as you're paying their paycheck. Right? Jesus could care less. There's no paycheck for Jesus. There's no, Jesus doesn't have any dictator-like power over us. All right, but he's calling out to us and asking us, hey, if you really are my sheep, you will follow me. Listen to my voice, and I will give you life and give it abundantly. And the only way we can really do that, by reading, all right? Spending time with Jesus, learning what his voice sounds like, so that way when we're living our life, we can automatically distinguish between shepherd and thief. Okay, because that is what Jesus is calling us, is to follow the shepherd's voice, not the thief. So, thank you guys for listening. Enjoy your small groups. Hope you guys have some great conversation. And I'm stoked that I'll be seeing you guys soon in person in a few weeks. Again, bless you guys, and have a great night.